Greetings, my fellow knights, and welcome back to this battle breakdown where the Imperial Knights are going to be running a Spearhead at Arms detachment. They're running a Knight Defender, a Knight Warden, 3 Helverins, 5 Warglaives, and a 6-man squad of Voidmen. Steve is bringing his Necrons in the Starshatter Arsenal detachment. He is running a Technomancer with the Dread Majesty enhancement, a Nightbringer, a Void Dragon, an Overlord, a Scorpec Lord, 10 Necron Warriors, 2 Crypto Thralls, 5 Death Marks, 5 Flayed Ones, 3 Scorpec Destroyers, 1 Locust Heavy Destroyer, 6 Wraiths, a Reanimator, and 2 Doomsday Arcs. We are playing Mission Bravo, which is Supply Drop. Deployment is Tipping Point, and we are playing on terrain layout number 8. And I've deployed with a set of Voidsmen back here, just screening out the backfield, watching the home objective. I have 3 Helverins that are all deployed on this side to potentially get the buff from the Warden, giving them ignores cover and sustain hits, so they can pop out here and be able to shoot down this firing lane or deal with anything in the center. Warden is positioned here to still be able to buff the Warglaives, as well as also getting line of sight down to center. Could have probably easily flipped these, to be honest with you, or moved the Warglaives in front, but it is what it is. And then 2 Warglaives down to center so they can push in this direction, and then 3 here, 1 to touch the center if I need to, and 2 to threaten either the natural expansion or down this corner here if I need to.
Okay, I am running the Starshatter detachment. Nightbringer here in this corner to secure the natural expansion with these Scorpec Destroyers to do some early game screening and then charge anything that takes the natural. DDAs are set up in the center so that one can move past this template in the middle and shoot to the left or shoot down the right corner. The other one can move also towards the center and also shoot towards the left while staying within 6 inches of the Overlord's aura. And near the Reanimator, the Wraiths are positioned in the center to just move up towards the center, move blocks, secure objectives, do actions, whatever they need to do. Flayed Ones are in a position so that they can move and do actions if they need to. Heavy Destroyer is sitting on the home objective to secure that. The Warriors are going to spread out towards the back to screen out the backfield. Right. So
you drew Assassination and Secure.
Assassination and Secure. I can't score Assassinate, so I discarded that at the end of the turn for a CP. Secure No Man's Land. I just put the Nightbringer on my natural expansion for the easy 2 points without exposing anything. I reposition the Warriors to screen better and set up the Overlord for his aura for turn 2. I repositioned the Doomsday Arc slightly to give the Warriors a little bit more room, and I pulled the Flayed Ones 1 inch off the wall, just so I don't forget to do that later. And that's it, because I didn't want to expose anything for turn 1 shooting.
Bottom of round 1, I drew Establish Locust and Bring It Down. Went ahead, the Warden buffed the 3 Warglaives that were nearby, just because I didn't see myself shooting this turn and still needed the stratagem. And then it simply moved up to stage for next turn, making sure that we have 10-inch charges from the Nightbringer should it move in on any of these 3. These 2 pushed forward just a little bit, causing him, he has a 9-inch bubble that he can drop inside where I could shoot him, and he still has a 9-inch charge. These 2 Warglaives pushed forward because they have the -1 damage buff from the Defender onto the center objective to establish Locust and force some action from him. And then these 3 Armigers simply moved up to stage for next turn. This one back here repositioned to make sure I'm screening out the backfield, coinciding with my Voidsmen, screening out the entire backfield from a 9-inch. And then the Warden the Defender knowing it wasn't going to charge, went ahead and advanced to get onto the point. And we're going to hold on to bring it down, because if he doesn't want to push forward with his Arcs and Nightbringer and Void Dragon, then I feel like I'm doing okay. And we just scored 2 points for this turn. Go ahead.
Okay. I positioned the Wraiths so that they can charge the center, either one of the Warglaives that survives shooting. And I positioned one DDA so that it can have clean line of fire onto both Warglaives. Yeah, my nose is sticking out so I can see both. I put the Nightbringer on the template so he can also shoot at both of the Warglaives. I did put him, he is in range, right? He should be 18. I have to scoot him up a bit. So just this one. Good?
Okay.
Reposition the warriors so that the Overlord's aura would hit all my vehicles. Move the flayed ones back in case I need them to screen a little later. Move the reanimator up because it's going to need to heal something. It's in range of everything that you could possibly shoot at, except for the Nightbringer next turn.
Rude.
And that's it.
And you drew Established Locus and Engage on all fronts.
I did. And I'm not bringing down the Void Dragon or the Death Marks. Turn 2. Yeah. Nightbringer shot at the purple Armiger and hit but did not wound. And then the Doomsday Arc shot at the purple Armiger as well and almost killed it in one round of shooting, except for the -1 damage. And the Wraiths failed their charge into the black Armiger, preventing me from taking the center point away. And that's it.
End of my movement phase, I drew recover assets and kept bringing it down from last turn. And sure enough, he did push the Nightbringer and the DDA out. At the end of my movement phase, he did rapid ingress the Void Dragon there. And we'll talk about it I guess we'll talk about it right now. The Gray Warglaive that he almost killed last turn did end up failing its Battle Shock test. So it is Battle Shock. So I went ahead and used it to screen and pushed it forward this way. So if the Wraiths charge it, they're off the objective. And also, again, expecting a possible Void Dragon Rapid, either back here or over there. I pushed it out, and sure enough, it did. The Warden or Defender stayed put. I didn't want him to have line of sight down this way with the Destroyer and the DDA or the Void Dragon, so I kept it off the template still so I could shoot down this way. The 2 Helverins pushed forward, so they also can see both targets, primarily going to be going into the Void Dragon because their 3 damage weapons goes down to 2. The Warglaive that was nearby goes on the objective to still hold it. He could probably charge it, but it's unlikely the race will be able to take it down. And then we pushed forward with these 2 Warglaives here to give me the ability to Melta either of these targets, charge and tank shock either of these targets, and potentially I wanted really to get him on the point to deny the primary, but I needed his shooting, so did not advance him. Scooted this Warglaive forward just a little bit, again pushing back that 9-inch deep strike with this one from the Void Dragon, keeping it somewhere over here and off this template. And the Warden went ahead and pushed forward, so we have additional shooting if we need to. I don't want to shoot into his Wraiths, so he can't regenerate closer to the objective, but we may come to that if we roll good and he rolls poor on his saves. And again, so my goal here is to fire anything that's an odd number into the Nightbringer, including the Meltas, because they'll get the +4, and then everything that's an even number into the DDA, hopefully picking up these 2 for bringing it down and forcing his only real death dealers on this side of the board to be his Scorpex. He had a solid read, realizing that I had mitigating shooting that way, and brought the Void Dragon down over there to be able to threaten the Defender and my home objective. And then we kept the Helverin and the Voidsman back there to continue to screen out. We may move them now that the Void Dragon's down, and then just give him the death marks if something comes up. We buffed the Ignores Cover and sustain hits on this Warglaive and the 2 Helverins. Unfortunately, not really gonna get good shooting here on this one. That's fine. I could still use it to pick it up. And then the -1 damage went on the wounded one and the 2 that are going towards the center. All right. said and done, we shot with the Defender first into the Doomsday Arc, splitting the 3 damage shots into the Nightbringer, 4 damage shots into the DDA. Steve did a heads up move, did -1 to wound, which was fantastic. So he only took 4 damage. Then immediately reactive move for 4 inches. That moved him back. Unfortunately, it still kept him on the template, but did get him out of line of sight of everything on this side of the board and outside of melter range from these two, which was fantastic. So everything else shot into the Nightbringer, leaving it at a single wound. And then the Warden and this Warglaive fired into the DDA, taking it down to the last wound, like exactly enough with the stubber here. We then charged this Warglaive into the Nightbringer, tank shocked it for the last wound, so we got our bring it down here. And then this Warglaive charged here just to tie them up so they aren't able to freely move on to the objective next turn or get another charge. Didn't do any damage to them, which was perfect. I sweeped on purpose and didn't use my rerolls because I wanted to keep them all alive so you can reanimate closer to the point. But I did take 4 damage on the crackback. And then that one Warglaive fired into the Void Dragon, doing nothing. And we did score our 3 points for recover and did get the 4 points for bring it down.
Sure.
So you drew...
So I drew defend, stronghold, and sabotage. I moved the reanimator up to do the sabotage action. I repositioned the warriors onto the home objective so they can hold defend stronghold, while the heavy destroyer moved out to hopefully plink off the last wounds on the purple armature. The Void Dragon moved up so that it can start getting its shooting into the armatures and potentially charge something. The flayed ones moved up to charge the black armature. The DDA repositioned so that it can get shots on the green armature. And the destroyers moved up so that they can take the expansion objective. And I realize I made a horrible mistake.
Why? Because it's going to be gone next turn?
No. I mean, I would score it before it goes away.
No.
What? Yeah, you...
It leaves on the top of 4.
It leaves on
and then that
of...
leaves on the top of 5.
Oh, then that's actually not that bad. That's actually fine. That's actually fine because you're gonna blow them up. If let's say the DDA pops off and kills this and shooting,
yeah,
then they're just sitting here and then you just melt them. But my hope was that this would almost kill it. They would charge, kill it, and then kind of
hide in there.
Hide back here, like
yeah,
like
yeah.
You would reconfigure to be in better cover. Yeah. It's tricky, but it's feasible. So I was wondering if maybe I should have put the DDA into something else, like moved it this way and shot this guy or something. But I just don't think they're going to pick up an armature by themselves.
Rerolls, they're pretty strong.
I think that's it. Yeah, so I'm going to shoot.
All right, go ahead and break it down.
The whole shooting phase and then the chart. Yeah. So the DDA absolutely destroyed the armature with 1 round of shooting. The heavy destroyer missed into the other armature. The Void Dragon missed into that same armature. Wounded the armature on the center with its ability, and then the Void Dragon or the Wraiths shot their pistols into the armature next to them. Did a couple wounds. In the charge phase, the flayed ones charged into the black armature. The Void Dragon charged into the purple armature that was wounded and picked that up. And then the flayed ones failed to score any wounds, and the Wraiths scored 3 wounds.
And then I
took nothing in return, or did you not roll that yet?
What?
No, you killed you killed 4.
Yeah, so I fought back into the flayed ones to make sure I wasn't making a desperate escape to fall back, but I unfortunately left 1 alive. I think I'm still okay to fall back without a desperate escape. I think.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'm still good on I don't have to make a desperate out of there because I am at 7 wounds, so I am not gonna have to roll battle shock test. And then you'll score defend. I'm not gonna get there, and the sabotage is the reanimator.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Alrighty. This armature fell back using the stratagem to be able to shoot, fired into the DDA. He made all his saves. This armature moved from here to here, fired into the DDA. He made all his saves, and then charged here, picking up all the destroyers, but leaving the Lord, and then took 9 damage on the crackback. Then this Helverin that was here, Warglaive, Helverin, Warden, fired into the Void Dragon, brought it down to 7 wounds. Is that what it is?
It's at 7.
It's at 7. The Helverin back there shot across here to pick up one of the destroyers, and that was it. And then the Defender fired its 3 damage weapon into the Void Dragon and the 4 damage conversion beam into the destroyer in the back corner, picking that up. Overall, I was hoping to take down, I punted a little bit, should have probably just moved him straight over to charge the Void Dragon, but I was really hoping to get it down low enough with enough 3 damage shots to just be able to tank shock if I needed to. Since it was at 7, tank shock wasn't going to do it, so I decided not to charge with anything, so he doesn't pick up something on my turn. Defender's probably going to get picked up this turn, maybe the Warden, we'll see. But DDA is alive. Overall, not a great turn. I didn't pick up as much as I wanted to. And yeah, so I just moved this guy, charged here to tie this up so they're not threatening the center, and charged here to tie up the Wraiths. So again, they're kind of out of there, but they're still doing some damage. I am engaged on all fronts for just 3, the 3 points, or 2 points rather, for 3 zones. And then Sabotage is ongoing with the Defender.
Oh, sure. I moved Void Dragon as close to the center as possible without staying out of engagement range of the red Helverin. I fell back all the Wraiths onto the point just so I could have more OC there if I can clear the stuff off the center. I repositioned the Reanimator off of the template so it's got better cover and can still shoot the Warglaive over here. I repositioned the Warriors so they all shoot at the Warglaive. I moved the DDA so that it can see onto the center and shoot the Big Knight. And that's it.
Do your review.
All right. So the Void Dragon and the Doomsday Arc shot at the Big Knight, taking it down to a few wounds remaining. The Reanimator and the Warriors with the Overlord took out the armature that was in the back line. Void Dragon then charged the Knight on the center objective, taking it out and consolidating onto the point. It exploded, taking a Wraith with it and dealing 4 mortals to the Void Dragon. I didn't actually tick those down. Then the Warglaive only managed to score 1 wound on the Warlord, the Scorpack Lord, and then he did 3 damage on the crackback, or 6. And then he did 6 here, right?
Oh, he did 3 back because he was at 5.
Yep. And that was that. That will score me Storm Hostile Objective for 4.
Yep.
And I will discard behind enemy lines for a CP.
Okay.
Go up to 3.
And I will score my Sabotage with the Defender. All right, I drew Cleanse and no prisoners. So pretty much we buffed the 3 armatures with -1 damage that are in range and try to get as many as close to the center objective as possible. Warden's gonna, or Defender's gonna stay on there to cleanse, which may or may not be worth it because because I could probably AOC him by getting another charge in. And we're gonna try to pick up the Void Dragon. This one did Battle Shock, so he's not gonna fall back, and try to pick her up and get 2 points on no prisoners. All right, that is going to end my turn. I did pick up the Void Dragon in shooting, thank goodness, and picked up the Melta from this Warglaive into combat. Did kill the Destroyer, Scorpack Destroyer, so I got 4 for no prisoners, and then cleansed with the Defender on that point, and then all these armatures just charged to get enough OC here to deny him this one, and we charged with the Warglaive here just to tie up the DDA. It's going to cancel out because he did not move. I didn't bracket him, etc., etc. And the Voidsman just moved up to stage for next turn. And that's the end of my turn. So you drew Cleanse and no prisoners, ironically, which is what I just drew. And we're going to go ahead and call it here because the current score after he didn't score anything on primary is 48-18. So there's really no way for him to come back on secondaries this turn. So overall, good game.
Yeah, I probably should have had the Scorpic destroyers moved up sooner. I probably also should have staged the wraiths behind the middle terrain piece so that they could have gotten onto the middle objective sooner. And maybe done something earlier or tried to get the Nightbringer into combat rather than have him hold my home objective or my natural expansion. Other than that, I think it kind of worked out pretty well. If I had managed to hold my expansion objective for longer and actually taken the center from you turn 5, it would have been a much closer game.
Yeah. I mean, oh man, it's a lot of tough targets that you gave me. The fact that everything that I want to take out has a 4-up invul is really rough. The stratagems, they kind of felt a little medium, to be honest with you. The defender did work, and I think this is the only detachment I would take it in, but it was still a little awkward, as you saw towards the end of the game once I started to push, where the things I wanted to give the -1 damage to were too far away from it, and the things that were next to it I wanted to give the ignore, cover, and sustain hits. So that was a little cumbersome. The shooting was legit, but I was also making a point to shoot into what it was good into. Conversion beam was okay. It was fine. It was probably good, honestly. If I'm being real, it's probably good. Helverins and Warglaive still did good. I think the rules on the Warglaive were kind of and I forgot the suppression on the Helverin on the Void Dragon. We did forget that, but it would have picked it up. I mean, the Warden was at 4 wounds, so that didn't matter. Though the suppression on this may have mattered. Overall, I think the detachment is solid. The stratagems were a little mediocre. I'll have to get some more games in with it, but I like the list. I think this is probably the list I'll do running forward. Just 2 bigs to buff 6 armigers. And then, yeah, so exactly this. I can't imagine changing this at all since Warglaives and Helverins are the same price point. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this content, by all means, hit that like and subscribe button, and we will catch you guys in the next one.